My first response to seeing this comment was, oh no, this didn't go well, did it? Many of you know that I'm a fair play facilitator. One thing that I do differently than Eve recommends in the book is I don't recommend people do like a multi-hour deep dive into it. I know in your follow-up comment that you guys did a full deep dive on all the daily grinds, the minimum standards of care, and then a lot of the execution fell through and they are now your ex. Just talking with my editor about this as we're working on the book proposal around how I do things differently. I really encourage people only put together like one minimum standard of care together once every other week, maybe even if that. I think in the last 2 months, Alyssa and I have worked on 2 major minimum standards of care. I guess you could say 3, but the nighttime routine / dishes and meal planning. I recommend for people to work in fair play and the fair play method with some long-term longevity. I highly encourage the 51% activity, which is sort of just like the initial identifying where the responsibilities exist, finding 1 or 2 that the guy owns the high majority of, probably all the execution, but not all the mental or emotional labor, and then coming up with a minimum standard of care for just 2 things, and identifying what that invisible labor looks like around it, reassigning that invisible labor over to him for, 1 or 2 weeks, and coming back to it each week until it's like fully owned and the tab is fully closed out for the woman. I know that the slow process is significantly less satisfactory in the short term, and I've seen it work a lot better long term, and adoption is less like painful. And so it sticks around a lot longer in my experience and what I've seen people in their implementation. I know this is a super niche topic, but hi, my name's Zach. I'm your mental load coach. Hi, Zach. I teach men to better understand mental load, invisible labor, improve their emotional literacy and fluency, as well as help couples implement the fair play method. Hope this is valuable for anyone that is looking to implement the fair play method. If you're looking for direct support, if you go to the highlights in my Instagram bio or the link in my bio, I work with people on implementing this within the mental load mastery community.